What's up guys, welcome back. Altergeist, new archetype coming out in Circuit Break, so let's take a quick look at the new cards first, and then as always a few example tools. They're getting 4 monsters, 4 effect monsters and 1 new link monster. 2 trap cards are currently revealed, so let's take a quick look. The level 4 here is like a Stratos upon normal summon. You can directly set an Altergeist trap card from your deck to your spell and trap card zone. Currently they have, or at least this card has 2 targets. The first one here is Protocol. Protocol is pretty much like a skill drainish card. It's a continuous trap that when it's face up on the field, your opponent cannot negate the activation of your Altergeist monsters, which could be important against something like Strike. And its most important effect, its second effect, is that once per turn, if your opponent activates a monster effect, you can use your Protocol to send any other Altergeist card on the field to the graveyard to negate the activation of the monster effect and send it to the graveyard. This will, preferably you want to send your, for example, your level 1 here, your Meloseek, I believe the name is, to the graveyard. That will trigger its Sangan effect to search out an Altergeist monster from your deck and add it to your hand. Your level 1 can also attack directly with its 500 attack points, and when it does damage, you can send 1 card from your opponent to the graveyard. So instant removal, that's good, since it sends something to the graveyard, not destroy. Again, very, very important. The second trap card here is Camouflage. Which is fine. It has some nice interaction with their Stratos Kirin, their Silketes, I believe the name is. It has like a Kirin effect. Target 1 Altergeist monster, at least card, on your side of the field and bounce 1 card from your opponent back to the hand. You cannot target itself, Silketes itself, so you have to target another Altergeist card on your side of the field. Preferably, of course, your Camouflage. 3 separate effects is that upon activation you can target an Altergeist monster you control. That Altergeist monster cannot be targeted for attacks. It can also not be targeted, or at least when it's targeted by a card effect, the effect is negated. And last, when your Camouflage is in the graveyard, you can banish it to prevent destruction for your Camouflage cards on the field. So it's like a Void Seer for Infernoids. Both trap cards are only at 2 in the deck, with the mindset of, you don't really want to draw them, you'd rather want to search them with a Stratos, but if you draw them, it's okay, it's fine, but you don't want to clog them. The level 2 is the Stratos Kirin, again very good. Also, when it's sent to the graveyard from the field, you can target an Altergeist trap card from your grave and get it back to your hand. That's fine. But its Kirin effect is of course much more important. Its stats, on the other hand, is not that great. The level 5 one is the only Altergeist monster here in the deck that I'm not maxing out on. It acts like a hand trap, like a battle fader when your opponent declares an attack. You can drop it to your side of the field, sitting at 2400 defense, 0 attack points. That monster's attack will be negated and its monster effect will be negated. It's good, but again, you can only use its effect when your opponent declares an attack, so you can't really prevent your opponent from like establishing a big board, and then your opponent has to declare an attack, and after that you can finally drop this card. So at 1 it's fine, you can eventually search it with your Sang and your level 1, so it's all good. I don't think you need to maximize this card. They also get a new Link monster, but sadly, like with Gokis for example and other Link archetypes, the Link monster, boss monster, isn't really too great. It also needs, it's Link 3 by the way, so again 2 plus Altergeist monsters, so 3 Altergeist monsters. Again, that's a bit too much. Most of the time it's just, you're going for Deco Dogger, right? The deck works really well with, Wonderwand-alike cards, Wonderwand itself and Spellbook of Gelderbok, the new Spellbook Search card, the Destiny Draw searchable off of your Spellbook of Power. Again, you could opt to run something like the Blue Boy, Prophecy Magician, or Invoked as well, but these archetypes, again, definitely rely on their normal summon. That's why Brilliant Fusion is in the deck, to give this deck an extra normal summon, as you will see in a few moments. That's going to be very, very crucial to establish somewhat field presence, somewhat of a board, since this deck's biggest weakness is, again, keep board presence and establish a big board. Something like a field spell to give this archetype an extra normal summon, or give this archetype a searcher. Something like the Hidden City, something what Hidden City does for Subterrors, search any monster, that could give this archetype a very big boost. Okay, let's see a few example duels. First example, play this against Tricksters. Yeah, you will see that my opponent is playing a couple of decks. Windwitches eventually also I've added in this deck. You will see it, I also main decked Call of the Haunted, for example, but that's not needed. Triple Return to the Front Lines definitely has its uses. Again, normal summon level 4 to set the trap card mostly, or at least most of the time I'm setting the skill drain alike card, as you see here in my opponent's turn. The protocol, immediately flip it face up so I can possibly negate any monster effect from my opponent. He does a Frageki, so immediately cleaning my board. Yeah. Trick Clown again, too good with the Brilliant Fusion Engine. Rarely I'm going for the Link Summon, but again the Brilliant Fusion Engine is such an important engine here for the deck. It gives you the extra normal summon again, very crucial. I have my Protocol on the field, so my opponent's Solemn Strike doesn't have any effect on my Altergeist level 4, so immediately set the Fiendish Chain-like card to my side of the field and then use the level 4 to send any Altergeist monster from my side of the field to the graveyard to reborn an Altergeist monster. So again, pushing for damage, or if you have like the level 1 or level 2 in the grave, either the Sangen or the Kirin, you can just reborn them, right? Again, establishing a board and put your opponent into a very difficult position. Go for Tornado Dragon, which is all fine, I guess. Use the Protocol again to try to negate his Trickster's monster effect. Okay, he bounces back, but that's not going to do that much. Drop the level 5 to negate the, indeed negate the attack and negate the effect of his level 3 Trickster monster. So again, it's good, but I think one level 5 is more than enough. You can always bounce it back to your hand with your level 2 Magispector Unicorn, right? Or search it out with your level 1 from your deck. So, and yeah, you also don't want to like clock your entire hand, since the deck is already monster heavy, especially with the Windwitches here in the deck. That's a good opening for me, at least. Normal summon the level 1, he deals damage, so send one card from my opponent to his graveyard. So Galaxy Cyclone is sent to the graveyard, and then main phase 2, very cool, is that level 1 triggers when it's sent to the graveyard by your spellbook draw card. Again, all those pluses racking up. If you open with this, you can immediately get your engine going. So the opponent declares an attack. If you would have activated the monster effect, he would have been negated, or at least it would have been negated by the Protocol indeed. Go for the Link Summon, go for Banshee. Again, low attack, it needs 3 monsters, 3 Altergeist monsters, well yeah, two or more, right? But again, that's a lot. I don't think I would have been able to attack for a game, so eventually go for my Proxy Dragon as well. Call of the Haunted for, yeah, the Silketes, which is the Magispector Unicorn, to again establish a very nice board, give my opponent some troubles, right? Also have the level 1 just in case if the opponent activates a monster effect, so I can tribute it, send it to the grave, negate the monster effect, and get a search. So all good, but again, you will see, or at least you're seeing that the deck is still very slow. It needs board presence, it needs a setup time, and if you're playing against a currently very fast deck, chances will be that you're probably not going to win that. Okay, opening with Gofu is good. You can establish like, you know, Gofu is like a 1-card decode talker, but in this deck, with the current support, that's not really too great. You can't like abuse this and, you know, special summon some more cards. Well, opening with the Gofu and the Windwitch, well then again, yeah, no, okay, I do have Decode Talker on the field, but already had to waste my Call of the Haunted just to keep Decode Talker on the field, and now it's just following my opponent, and now he's just able to attack. Yeah, eventually he will be able to attack for a game. So, okay, opening with the Gofu and establish a Decode Talker, it's good, but if you don't have like a big establish options after that, it's a very mediocre play. Normal summon the Stratos, set immediately the trap card. I believe it's a Protocol, that's most of the time the card I go for first. The Protocol from my deck, Protocol again, is that skill drainish card again. It also prevents my opponent from negating Altergeist monster effects. Play this against some 52 cards Pendulum Magician deck, but you know he's going to wreck me, as you see here. I think maybe I should have kept a warning eventually on the Pendulum Summon, but he also drew, at least he also revealed the I forgot its name, the blue magician, the blue pendulum magician, that's, you know, the level 7 one. So eventually I warned that, but I maybe should have kept a warning on his pendulum summon. But yeah, whatever, right. He goes for the rank 4 exceed, and I do activate Raigeki, but you know its protection effect. And he's eventually going to use a Raigeki break for the chronograph trap card, I believe the name is. I forgot its name. But yeah, that's a big weakness. From the moment you lose advantage, from the moment you lose your board presence, it's very hard for this deck to come back. The Windwitches do come, at least, yeah, do have some... you have some pluses with this, and yeah, gain your deck, at least gain yourself some board presence. But again, if the opponent has any form of interruption like a hand trap, the Ghost Ash, or in this case a Raigeki break, you're done for. Last example, again, showing the potential, the possibilities of this deck. So again, the Windwitches eventually go for the invincible Crystal Wing. You could opt not to activate a level 7 synchro monster here, if you're fearing something like Ghost Ogre, but anyway, go for Crystal Wing, normal summon the Stratos to get the Surge, and, you know, get the engine going. There's a level 1. I again do have to return to the front lines in my back row, but there's no reason to use it since the level 4 Stratos guy doesn't really have an effect when it's sent to the graveyard, so it's not optimal. Okay, Kaiju away, the Crystal Wing, and the Solemn Strike here was very crucial. Prevent my opponent from establishing his own field and return to the front lines to get Crystal Wing back. Very, very good. Normal summon level 1, not put my Crystal Wing into attack position fearing the Mirror Force or any form of Mirror Force, so get in some damage, direct damage with the level 1. Send his field spell to the grave, and then use the draw card, send it to the grave, draw 2 cards, and get a Surge. I believe I searched the level 5 hand trap, which is all fine since I think I still had my level 2, the Kirin on board, and here have some nice interaction. That's something you want to have, like the board presence with your Kirin and your trap card, or at least one of the trap cards, equip it to your level 2, to your Kirin, and then bounce it back to your hands. But that's not really too strong, but... yeah, again, we can definitely expect this archetype getting more and more support. I'm definitely expecting this archetype getting a field spell, at least search any Altergeist monster from your deck, add it to your hand, or give your Altergeist monster like an extra summon, maybe an extra special summon or an extra normal summon that could give this deck a big boost. So again, like always, feel free to leave suggestions. Shuddles is an option, Invoked is an option, but didn't like Invoked. It's also an archetype that relies too much on its normal summon, and that's something it didn't work out very well. Windwitches on the other side, very good, only special summon, so you can still have your normal summon for your Altergeist monsters. Okay, guys, that's it. Thanks for watching, and feel free to leave a comment or a like if you enjoyed the video. YgoPro LINK out. Peace.